Hi everybody and welcome to class. It's Mark. Today's March 13th and I thought in addition to posting my first week announcement I would also record a short video where I can go into a little more detail. So I hope you will read my announcements as they're posted here and also watch this video. I want to say a few words about fear in this class. I understand that some, but not all people, may have some apprehension when it comes to English. The same way that some people have a fear of public speaking or of taking a math class. I totally get where you're coming from. But this is a foundation course, which means Ivy Tech and every higher education institution values this course very much. So if you have fears or apprehensions, we can talk it over. And we also know that we will get through this. So if you have a little bit of fear, relax. You'll be fine. Let's take a look at the syllabus briefly. I will cover a couple of things before we get into what you have to do for the first week of our class. As I mentioned, please read through this carefully. Let's talk about staying in communication with me. Now, in the syllabus and in many of the modules, it asks you to refer to the inbox, which I'm showing below, for messages with me. That's fine, you can do that, but you will also get faster responses from me if you use any of the following. And the first one is to simply text me. That's my number. Save it to your phone. You're welcome to text me just about any time. Of course, I have my phone with me pretty much all the time, as everyone does, and I'll see that message a lot more quickly than I might see a course message or an email. You can also follow me on Snapchat. I don't respond to that as quickly as I do a text message, but you're welcome to follow me. And last, you can also follow me on Twitter, where you can send me a direct message. But regardless of how you reach out to me, I am teaching more than one course in this second 8 weeks. So always, especially in Snapchat, tell me your name and what class you're in. The last thing I want to do is get you confused with somebody else and give you a wrong answer. As we continue to scroll down, notice that the book is included. There is no book to buy. At least once every semester, I will hear from a student who says, I went to the bookstore and they told me they don't have the book. Well, they're telling you the truth, and that's because the book is included in this course. As it says here, there is nothing for you to buy. Let's also take a look at due dates, and I will come back to the book here in just a second. There's some important dates in the syllabus. First of all, let's talk about due dates and deadlines. Our class will always start at 1 minute past midnight on Monday, and you have until 11:59 the following Sunday to turn in your work. You get 7 days. We have an 8-week class. We have 8 modules. We will complete 1 module per week. If you want to work ahead, you're certainly welcome to do that. I will never tell anyone no who wants to work ahead. But notice that you do have until 11:59 each Sunday to turn in your work. This is an important date, March 25th. If for whatever reason you find that this class just simply isn't working for you, maybe you just don't like me, I have no idea. Maybe you're taking too many courses and you decide you need to drop one. Fine. But you do have to have some work entered into this class by March 25th. Now our class is going to start on March 22nd, so that gives you 3 days. What does coursework mean? It could mean posting an introduction. It could mean doing a simple quiz, which is in Module 1. You have to do something. If you have no work posted, even if you've been in the class by March 25th, you will be dropped automatically. So make sure you at least do something within the class. The last day to withdraw is if, as I said, this class simply isn't working out for you, you can still get out as late as May 1st. But after that time, if you try to withdraw, it's going to be very difficult. And last and most importantly, do I need to come to class? Nope. This is a virtual class. We're doing Ivy Online. There is no reason to ever come to campus unless maybe you want to use the computers there or the library there, whatever campus you may be from. Now, I said that was the last thing. I'm going to back up and change that just slightly. In this class, we are writing using APA only. Now, APA is one of the 2 major styles. There's also MLA, And based on where you've done your previous academic work, whether it was at high school or another college or university, you may be used to using MLA. That's fine, but we are going to make that shift to we're using APA. And if you're not familiar with APA style, we do have some content in the modules that will help you get used to that. So let's take a look at what we have to do for our first week. As I mentioned, 8 modules, 8 weeks. We complete 1 module per week. So I'm going to jump into Module 1. You can ignore all this. Let's take a look at the book quickly before we get into the module itself. You will see this same content on your screen. 4th edition full book. Click on that. Open it in a separate window. It takes a minute to get going. And there's your book. And if you scroll down, you can highlight any of these and it will open it up for you. Now, I'm not going to do that because I think this is self-explanatory, but that's where you find the book. Again, let's go into Module 1. And take a look at what we have to do for our first week. There is a course orientation, I got a little ahead of myself, that you will need to complete in addition to Module 1. But there's really no points associated with this. It's just a lot of how-tos, in quotes, navigate through the course, reading the syllabus, making introductions. I'll come back to that just a second, how to navigate the course, and so on. Let me spend just a second talking about introductions. Notice it's not worth any points, and you can say just about anything about yourself, where you're from, what you're studying, what your major is, whatever you think is important. Although there are no points associated with this, it's still very important for me because it helps me understand who you are as a student, where you're coming from. If you have fears or apprehensions about writing and having other people read it, I need to know that. And I will acknowledge everyone's initial post, welcome you to the class, and just get to know you a little better as an individual. So those are still very important, even though they're not graded. I've already posted my own introduction in the class. You can see my academic journey, where I came from. Trust me, it's a train wreck, but I did get here successfully. So I'm looking forward to learning more about you. Into Module 1. So in addition to the course orientation, this is what you will be doing the first week starting March 22nd. There is 1 chapter to be read, Chapter 1, and then a brief tutorial about it. If you read the chapter, the tutorial's not hard. There's also Chapter 2, and again, another tutorial. They're only worth 10 points, and again, read the chapter, you'll zip right through it. I will also say this, most of the points within this course are associated with the essays that you're going to be writing, of course. And I understand if you think those might be difficult for whatever reason. There's also a lot of very easy points in this course. And so don't skip over these because they're only 10 points and because it's just a tutorial. If you don't do quite as well as you think you should have on an essay, by building up the points on these easier and smaller assignments, it can help your grade overall at the end. We also have a slideshow about rhetorically describing a text. There is also a very simple 20-point exercise on getting familiar with the course and the closed research theme, and I'll come back to the closed research theme in just a second. Read the syllabus and then take this assignment immediately. If you read the syllabus, you're going to do great. Again, 20 easy points that anybody can get. And you also get more than one shot. If you take it the first time and you get 17 out of 20 and you think you could have done better, take it again. There's no harm in that. And then we also have, in addition to our introductions, our first discussion board about the writing process and the closed research theme. Now, what is the closed research theme? This is a theme that you will be using to write all of your essays for this course, and the theme has already been picked for you. And that theme is food, eating, and its relationship to our society. So you don't have to decide if you want to write your final argumentative paper about for or against the death penalty or any other controversial topic. You get to pick a reading based on the theme of food and its relationship to our society. And it comes from all different angles. There's many, many different articles you can use that you may be in favor of, you may be against. You're welcome to take both sides. But that is the basis of what we will be writing about in the three papers that you will be writing for this course. Now, my one piece of advice to you is make sure when you skim through the articles, and I'll show them to you in just a second, that you find one that you really like, because once you pick your anchor or your main article, you kind of have to stick with it for the rest of the 8 weeks. So make sure it's something you're really, really happy with. Now I'm going to go back to the core readings, if I can find them. And here they are. Now you're going to see a list here. Some of them are highlighted in green, some of them are not. The ones that are highlighted in green are the ones that you have access to. I didn't want to give you too many to pick from, but I wanted to give you a good representative sample. So I'm going to pick one at random, and it just happens to be the one I'm hovering over right now. An article or an essay by David Freeman, How Junk Food Could End Obesity. And I'm going to open that. And launch it in a new window. And you'll see, very good author. The essay is not terribly long. Okay, it's longer than I thought. I apologize for that. My recommendation for you is when you're trying to decide which one you want to use as your kind of main article that you'll be writing about, is that you should not read all of these. Open them up one at a time. You can start with Radley Balco. Read the first page. If you like it, keep reading. If you've read the first page and you don't like it, skip the rest of it. Go on to David Freeman. If you read the first page of Freeman and you don't like it, skip the rest of it. Go on to the next one. And so on, and so on, and so on, until you find one that you either really like because you like the perspective, or you think the writer is completely nuts and you disagree with them. Again, you don't have to agree with what this person is saying. It could work both ways. So again, there's a lot of articles. I tried not to give you too many. Don't read them all. You don't have that much time. You're taking this course. There's a lot of work to be done. You're taking other courses. I don't want to see you reading every single one of these. Skim over them. Find one you like. Make sure it's one that you think you can write about for the rest of our 8 weeks, and then run with it. So I'm going to conclude this about now. I will be posting other videos as the day goes by, as the weeks go by. I will also point out that we will also have a couple of live meetings. There will not be one in the first week of this class. The first one actually will start in week 2, but there's more about that to come, and I will probably have 1 or 2 others throughout the course of our 8 weeks together, so we can just get together and chat informally about whatever is on your mind. The main takeaway from this that I want you to leave with is how to stay in touch with me. Again, text, best option. Put me in your phone. Add me to your contacts. Send me a message anytime. I'll probably answer you unless I'm passed out asleep. Snapchat if you'd like. Twitter if you'd like. Email if you must. That's it for today. Welcome to class, everybody. I'm looking forward to working with you, to having a collaborative relationship and getting through these next 8 weeks successfully. Hit me up anytime. Hope you all have a great day. Thanks.